It was around 8 p.m., something like that. I saw that there was a child who wanted to throw himself from the 4th floor, so I didn't have time to think. I ran across the road to go and save him, and then I saved him.
That was Mamadou Gassama meeting French President Emmanuel Macron. The undocumented migrant from Mali hit the headlines after scaling a building to save a toddler's life. Footage of his bold act went viral, and Gassama was rewarded for his bravery after being invited to the Elysee Palace by Macron. The man they now call Spider-Man was given French citizenship and a job with the fire service. But some say his example reveals the extreme lengths people like him have to go to gain acceptance in French society. So, could it be made easier? Well, joining me now to discuss that question is Patricia Chagnon. She's a member of France's National Front Party. Patricia, good to have you back on the Newsmakers. Before we talk politics and the National Front's perspective on this, let me just ask you personally, when you watched that video for the first time and you saw that toddler almost dangling and hanging from the top, and this young man, Mamadou Gassama, climb up and save him, how did you feel? What were your thoughts?
I was very admirative, of course, because undoubtedly this young man performed a very heroic act, reacted on the spur of the moment, and he saved a child's life. He absolutely saved a child's life. So yes, I was full of admiration for the blunt reaction he had in just going for it and risking his own life and making, putting himself at peril in order to save this child's life. Yes. Full of admiration, of course.
So we all saw it, and then afterwards, Emmanuel Macron said, come over for a visit. I'm going to make you a citizen, and I'm going to guarantee you a job with the fire service. As the National Front, do you support that?
Well, we just changed the name last week, actually. We're now called the Rassemblement National, the National Togetherness. But that's a detail.
So, yeah, forgive us. We're playing catch-up. We're going to get used to it. But, as the party, do you endorse that? He's been given citizenship. Do you endorse it?
Well, I of course, endorse that the President, on behalf of all French people, shows the recognition of our whole country to this young man. Of course, I support that. However, giving French citizenship is maybe going a bit too far. We could have, I think I would have preferred our President in saying, well, we recognize what you did and your heroic act, and we'll give you a permit. We'll give you a permit for a stay of a year or 2 years and see how you adapt to France, see if you like France, see if you maybe want to go back and helping us you settle back into your country. I think giving citizenship, we feel that giving citizenship is definitely going too far.
So even if he was Superman and he saved the child, you feel perhaps, and I don't want to put words into your mouth, Macron cheapened French citizenship by just handing it over to the guy?
I don't think that is the right way to say it. I think, yes, one part of it is saying, well, cheapening French citizenship. I think it is more what I feel has happened here, that they have taken the subject after such rejection recently, the European people waking up, the French people waking up and voting massively against immigration, against this mass immigration, to halt this mass immigration. The subject of Mamadou Gassama was taken on by the media and by the mainstream politicians to almost dishonestly, I would say, promote mass immigration. It was a very heroic act from this man, and there is no doubt about that, and we deserve recognition. However, by it going viral and by it going worldwide and by this exaggeration of recognition, we have so many unsung heroes. We tend to forget those, maybe.
Let me allow you to set the parameters then. A couple of minutes ago, you said, why not give him a permit? So it got me thinking, okay, well, you're willing to give an undocumented migrant from Mali a permit to give him a chance to integrate into French society. So why not everybody else? Do the others also have to scale these buildings and rescue babies in order to get a permit?
Listen, that is, of course, quite exaggerated. This was a heroic act of one person doing it, and these are once in a lifetime events. You cannot you must separate the big problem of mass immigration that France is dealing with today. We have over 500,000 illegal immigrants at the moment in France, and we cannot just say, well, we can solve that problem. We're going to solve that problem because of one incident. You've got to separate. You've got to separate.
And I want to do that, and that's why I'm saying I'm allowing you to set the parameters here. You don't feel he should have been given French citizenship, but you feel he should have been given a permit, right? He conducted a really heroic act. It was amazing in terms of his courage, in terms of his physicality, his bravery and so forth, right? He put his life on the line. We still don't know much about the man, and we don't know anything. That act didn't say anything about whether he'll be able to integrate into French society or not. But you told me you were still willing to give the man a permit to see if he likes France. So why not some of the other tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of undocumented migrants in the country? Why not make the path easier for them and give them a chance as well?
I will answer you. I will, of course, answer you. We have at the moment 6 million unemployed people in France and 9 million people living under the line of poverty. There is just no possibility for French society today to absorb and to give a future, to give a job, to ensure a future to all those people coming into France. However we might like it and however we might feel the human need to do it, there is just not the physical possibility in France to do so. We have got 6 million unemployed people. We cannot give a future to everyone. So yes, it must remain an exception. And I think an exception in this case with Mr. Gassama is a good example of how an exception should be made in allowing him to see if he can adapt to France and to see if he can integrate. And then why not maybe in the future get French citizenship, but definitely not first on. But the problem of mass immigration to France is that the numbers are just so staggeringly high that our country cannot just cope with it. And we're not the only ones. Neither can Italy, neither can many other countries in Europe cope with the hundreds of thousands of migrants coming into our countries. Other solutions need to be found and other solutions need to be thought over, how we can keep these people in their countries, in safe zones, how we can help their economies, and how we can deal with judging whether they are really refugees for political reasons as back in their home countries, but not by letting them into Europe. So nowadays, just to finish what I'm trying to, the point that I'm trying to make, is that 96% of all migrants that are coming into France and who have been denied refugee status by the courts, they never go back. And the French people are just fed up with that. We cannot take in any more people. So I think we need to distinguish the heroic act of Mr. Mamadou Gassama and the bigger problem in French society of those hundreds of thousands of people coming in.
Patricia, I'm going to ask you a difficult question. It's a bit of a hypothetical, but I'd appreciate if you gave it your best shot. If you'd only heard about the heroic act, but there was no video, would you still be keen to maybe give the man a permit as you conceded?
I think that it is so exceptional. That is, I'm not a storyteller. I'm a politician. But definitely a heroic act like that should be compensated, and society should show its recognition. Undoubtedly, the fact that it was videotaped and went and was able to go, as you say, go viral worldwide, and has been made to go viral worldwide, serves another purpose than only his heroic act. And we must not forget that this video going viral has been used by politicians and mainstream media to actually very disloyally and very dishonestly promote mass immigration. This is not mass immigration. Not the two problems are quite different problems.
Yeah, but Macron himself said we're not just going to hand out citizenship to anybody from Mali or Burkina Faso and so forth. He laid it out there. I can't see how you're saying Macron is using it to promote mass immigration. He gave the man citizenship and then he laid down the law just like that as well, just to remind people. So you'd agree with that, right?
I can see it from your perspective. You're not in France. We have so many acts, heroic acts taking place not being perpetrated by illegal migrants. We had the other day a military, a military person who was on R&R who saved a child the same way. And this is a totally unsung hero. And it is not being it was not videotaped to go viral. So the different circumstances that actually came together to the situation that we now know with Mamadou Gassama is very exceptional. What I regret is that there are too many unsung heroes in France that are not promoted in such a way. Right. And I really do suspect that the fact that media, and look at your media, are paying so much attention to it is also the fact that you're trying to amalgamate between this one person situation and the problem.
Well, I mean, look, we've had a 10-minute conversation about this, so clearly there's a lot to talk about here, right? So I know you don't agree with the fact that he was made a citizen, but that's a fact of life now. Mamadou Gassama is a French citizen. Mm-hmm. Do you accept him as a fully fledged French citizen?
I believe that a French citizen is someone who needs to love France and needs to be able to speak in France. So yes, I do hope that he will turn out to be a very good French citizen, of course. But what binds our nation, what binds our country, is the love for our nation, is the love for our country. We love France, and is the fact that we speak French together. And we have a very versatile society. We have a long history of integrating people, and there is no problem at all in integrating people.
Is that a long, certainly, is that a long way of saying I don't accept him as a French citizen yet?
No, I'm just taking my point clear. He has not been able to show his love. He has been able to show his humanity. He will now be able to show what he will be able to do for France and how we will be able to contribute to French society. And I will be very keenly watching that, of course.
Patricia Chagnon, I thank you very much for joining us once again on the Newsmakers.